Today we're going to be talking about comparing decimals. Remember, decimals are smaller portions of a whole number following the decimal point. This is the decimal point right here and right here. So first, if we're going to compare decimal numbers, we're going to compare the whole numbers to the left of the decimal point. So again, if this is my decimal point right here, okay, and right here, we're going to be comparing those whole numbers to the left. So for instance, 52 and 45. You know that 52 is bigger than 45, so the biggest decimal number is 52 and 432 thousandths. Okay, so you would write it in this manner. 52, 432 tenths, hundredths, thousandths is larger than 45 and 989 thousandths. Or you could say 45 and 989 thousandths is smaller than 52 and 989 thousandths. Okay, so that's the first way. Look at the whole number to the left of the decimal. On the other hand, or if the whole numbers are the same, then you would compare the next number to the right of the decimal point. So if you look at my examples right here, I have 62 and 802 thousandths. Whoops, that's not correct. 60 and 802 thousandths and 60 and 504 thousandths. 60s are the same. So we next move past the decimal point to the right. So I would look at the 8 and I would look at the 5. Which number is larger, 8 or 5? And you can see that this is the larger number. 60 and 504 thousandths is smaller than 60 and 802 thousandths. Or in reverse, 60 and 802 thousandths is larger than 60 and 504 thousandths. So we're just comparing them. We're looking to the number to the right of the decimal. You just have to look at the first one and move on from there. Now, sometimes you're going to have numbers that don't have the same number of decimal places. What you need to do in that case is just add zeros to the number that has the lesser amount of digits. So if I look at 10 and 598 thousandths and 10 and 62 hundredths, if I just add the 0 here, now I end up with the same amount of digits, so you can look at the numbers equally, just like I said right here. I added a 0. So now I can look and I can see that 610 is actually smaller than 598, even though I wrote them opposite. If I look at that, or if I follow the rule listed above, I have, here's my whole number 10, and I have that extra 0 here. I look at this digit 5 and this digit 6, which makes this number larger. Got a lot of space here. So now if I take this next group of numbers, 1 and 2,045 ten thousandths and 1 2,050 ten thousandths, I look at those. Each one is the same. I move over to the right. The 2 is the same. The 0 is the same. So what do I do next? Just keep going on to the next digit. So I look at the 4 and I look at the 5. And as you can see, and as I'm sure you guessed, this number is larger because the 5 is larger than 4. So here's some other examples of comparing decimals. I want you to write them down in your notebook. I want you to write down 4 and 7 tenths and 4 and 4/10. And it looks like I already gave you the possibility of the answer. So how did we look at that? We looked at the whole number first. Those are the same. Then we moved over to the right and we looked at the next set of numbers. 7 is larger than 4, so therefore this one is larger. Same with the next number. Look at the whole numbers. The 3's are the same. Oh, the 2's are now the same. And we look at the next digit. So I have a 3 and I have a 5. And which number would be larger? As I showed you the answer, this number, 3 and 25/100ths. And the last example, we don't have the same amount of digits, but I could easily add a 0 right there. And the answer would still be the same. 7's the same, 3's the same. Oh, here's a 4, and now here's a 0. So I don't have the correct answer on here. This is not larger. It should be 6 and 34 is larger than 7.304. Did you catch that? I hope so. Other times it might not be so obvious which ones to the right of the decimal are bigger. In this case, compare each digit and you'll go from there, comparing as you go each direction to the right. 0, 0, 0, 0, 4, 0. Oh, so which number is going to be bigger? This one. Okay, hope that gives you a little insight to how to compare decimals. You're going to look at the whole numbers first, the number to the left of the decimal. If that's the same, then you move to the right, and each time looking at the digit and determining which is larger. I do have a link here, and obviously you're watching a video, so you're not going to be able to play it, but I'm going to put the link next to the video, so you should be able to connect it up there. But I will show you a little bit how it works and what to do on this game. It's comparing decimals. And I hope my screenshot's still working.